Good evening and welcome to the ED Show, another show based on truth, freedom of speech, waking up and joining together as the collective. However, tonight's show is a bit of a Christmas special. I should be in a Christmas jumper, we know, but it's just a Christmas theme, so we're not going to get too carried away. Basically, the long and short of it, I revisited my youth recently and I watched A Christmas Carol, the 1984 one with George C. Scott. I know there's been so many renditions. I mean, you've had Jim Carrey and Colin Firth, you've had Michael Caine, you've had loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of cartoons and different sort of renditions. You've even had the Muppets doing it. However, I think if we look at the actual story, Charles Dickens was phenomenal. More than phenomenal, as a matter of fact. I think the guy was a stroke of genius, which is why this fantastic story has not only been recreated every so many decades by different sort of film companies and cartoons, and it's been quite a popular story. Everybody loves that idea. But what happens if we overlook the message? So I'm going to share with you an important part, because during the movie, which a lot of you, spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen it, I'll put the link to the movie because you can actually, check it out on YouTube now. The one that I'm referring to anyway, at least. But in terms of right now, what we're looking at with humanity waking up, and the way we've been and the way we've treated each other, it just seems so poignant on how things happen with Scrooge, and how unkind he was, how he went through a traumatized sort of start, almost to the point where possibly the gentleman had PTSD, even though during the Dickens era, you had to man up, you didn't have such things as PTSD. And then going down the route of money and greed and looking after number one, and sort of going down them routes, as opposed to doing humanity a great service. So I'll share with you a clip which
come. We shall be invisible and silent as the grave. You will now see a child, a youth. You will see yourself, Ebenezer.
The air is so clean. How different from the city.
Do you know where you are?
Of course, I was bred here. I was a boy in this place. That's Daniel Custis. Robert Estes. Hello, Daniel. The big one there, that's David Tyler. David, look here, it's Ebenezer.
I told you, Ebenezer. They can't hear you.
How happy they all seem.
That's right, they do. Yes, well, it's time to move on. Come along, Ebenezer. You know the way.
I could walk it blindfolded.
Your school.
I remember.
And it's Christmas Day.
There's a boy in there, neglected.
The boy is deserted by his friends and his family.
His mother is dead. His father holds him a grudge.
Why does his father hold him a grudge?
She died in childbirth. His birth.
Weep for the boy, if the tears will come.
He has his friends, even on this day. From his beloved books. There's Ali Baba. Dear old honest Ali Baba.
As you can see, that part of the movie goes back to where the trauma and stress starts, and how many of us could do that, if you know what I mean. How many of us get that opportunity to look back and see where it all begins, where all of it starts.
What day is it now?
Don't you know? Christmas morning.
There's a lot of buying, isn't there?
Oh, Ebenezer, is that all you can see? Follow me, and I'll show you to what good use these wares can be put.
Is there some peculiar power which emanates from your torch?
Oh, yes. There is. Do you know this house?
Well, I guess I do.
It is the house of Bob Cratchit.
Is he? Well, he does very well on 15 bob a week.
Shall we go in?
I wouldn't want to disturb you.
As with Christmas past, we shall be invisible and unheard.
I wonder what's keeping your father.
He's probably stopped to talk to the parson. Father always likes to compliment him on his sermons.
I do hope the pudding's a success this year.
No one makes a better pudding than you, Mother.
Peter, save some for the rest of the family.
Just testing the cooking, Mother.
I'm sure they'll manage very well on their own without your help, young man.
Hello, Mother. Hello, Mother. Smell the goose cooking, Martha.
Yes, it makes my mouth water. Mine too.
I can't wait.
Well, you'll just have to. Now run along with Martha and help her butter the bread thinly.
Here they are.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
You're late, Bob Cratchit. Oh, and you're quite like an icicle, Tim. You've been dawdling.
Father had a long talk with the minister.
Thought as much.
Come, Tim, listen to the pudding hissing on the fire.
It's like a giant snake inside the copper.
Go along with your brother and sister, Tim. I'll begin the wine.
Off you go, then.
Come on.
How did you behave in church?
As good as gold. Better.
Mother's very worried if it'll turn out all right.
Look how they support him.
What did you say?
Nothing. It's, nothing.
Somehow he gets thoughtful sitting by himself so much. He thinks the strangest things. He told me coming home that he hoped that the people in church saw him because he was a cripple, and that it might be pleasant for them to remember on Christmas Day who it was that made lame beggars walk and blind men see. It seems to me that Tim is getting stronger every day, that his limbs are growing, that he's in better spirits, it seems to me.
Yes, Bob. I'm sure you're right. He is getting stronger.
Well, we're all here. That's the important thing.
Belinda, help me with the goose.
Yes, Mother.
Peter, I have some good news for you. I met by chance this morning at church a fine gentleman, Fred Hollywell by name. He's a nephew of our own Mr. Scrooge, and he remembered that I have a son coming of working age, and he told me that he had a position open starting at 3 shillings and sixpence every week.
3 shillings and sixpence every week.
So, if you are agreeable, you may start work on Monday next.
Now I can begin to help you and Mother.
More important, you shall be embarking on a fine career.
To start a boy at 3 and 6pence a week. It's typical of my nephew. No wonder he's never been able to put by a penny.
Perhaps he's put by more than money.
Fred? He's doing this to spite me, you know? Employing the son of my employee at an exorbitant wage.
Quiet, children, quiet.
Wonderful goose! Enough for an army!
So Brown and Chris, Mother, you've outdone yourselves. Is it all right then?
Hurry, Father, cut the goose. I can't wait.
Haven't we forgotten something? Lord, we thank you for the bounty you have placed before us. We thank you for this day of love and joy. We thank you for allowing us to be together, to share with each other and with you the fullness of our hearts on this special day. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
What? You say something?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard you.
No, I said nothing.
Peter. Alice. Linda.
Potato, Alice?
A very small goose.
It's all Bob Cratchit can afford.
Me. Are we all served?
Yes.
Then let's begin. And a Merry Christmas to us all.
A Merry Christmas to us all.
And God bless us, everyone.
Tell me, Spirit, will he live?
I see a vacant place at this table. I see a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
As you can see, in this particular clip, he's getting reality kicking in. He's become very rich, very successful. He doesn't care about anybody else. He only cares about number one. A bit like the globalists. That, you know, sort of want to decrease the surplus population. You know, and they don't particularly care about people being poor or hungry. It's very poignant.
No, before I draw near to that stone, answer me this. Are the things you have shown me the shadows of the things that will be? Are they the shadows of the things that may be only? Men's courses will foreshadow certain ends. I accept that. But if those courses be departed from, the ends must change. Tell me that is so by what you show me. Hear me, I am not the man I was. I will not be the man I must have been but for this visitation. Why show me this if I am past all hope? Good Spirit, your nature intercedes for me and pities me. Say that I may change these things by an altered life. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach.
What I noticed with it is we don't get any do-overs. We don't get any do-overs in life at all. And then sometimes when we mess up, we don't get the chance to put things right. And I suppose everybody can relate to that a little bit. Anyway, let's roll for the next one.
Me, sir?
Yes, you, my good fellow. What day is today?
Today? Why, it's Christmas Day, of course.
Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. The spirits did it all in one night. Well, they can do anything they like. Of course they can. Hello, my fine fellow.
Hello!
Do you know the poulterers in the next street but one, on the corner?
I should hope I did.
Intelligent boy, remarkable boy. Do you know if they've sold the prize turkey that was hanging there?
What, the one as big as me?
Delightful boy. Pleasure talking to you. Yes, the one as big as you.
It's hanging there now.
Well, go and buy it. Yes, go and buy it and bring them round so that I may tell them where to deliver it. Come back with the man, I'll give you a shilling. Come back in less than 5 minutes, I'll give you half a crown. I must dress myself. So much to do. I don't want to lose any time. I was light as a feather. I'm as happy as an angel. I'm as merry as a schoolboy. I'm as giddy as a drunken man. Merry Christmas to everybody, and a Happy New Year to the world!
If this be a prank, boy, I'll box your ears.
He was in that window. I swear it.
Oh, there you are.
This boy here says you wish to purchase this turkey here.
Yes, quite right. Here's your half-crown for a service well rendered.
Thank you, sir.
Splendid boy. Now, here is an address and the price of the turkey. You'll take this fine bird to Bob Cratchit in Camden Town. The directions are all written down. You leave immediately this very moment.
Yes, sir.
You'll say only that it comes from a friend. And it must be there in time for Christmas dinner.
It will be, sir.
Good fellow. Here's a little something for your trouble.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Here. Not at all. Often.
Thank you, sir.
Merry Christmas. Wonderful day.
So grant us all a change of heart.
Good morning. Merry Christmas to you. Like angels. Yes, exactly. You sing excellently well, yes.
Thank you.
It is I who thank you for that glorious music on this glorious Christmas day. Good morning, gentlemen. Oh, gentlemen, good morning, gentlemen. Merry Christmas to you.
Mr. Scrooge.
Yeah, that is my name. I fear it is not pleasant to you. Allow me to beg your pardons, and please accept my pledge to the poor and needy for...
Lord bless me. My dear Mr. Scrooge, are you quite serious?
If you please, and not a farthing less. There are a great many back payments included in that, I assure you.
What can I say to such generosity?
Don't say anything.
But dear sir,
Will you come and see me?
we will. Oh, we will indeed.
I'm very much obliged. Thank you 50 times.
Thank you, sir.
Bless you.
Thank you. The orphans who shows me the right.
Yes? Bob Cratchit?
Yes?
This is for you.
Well, there must be some mistake.
You are Bob Cratchit?
Yes.
Well, there ain't no mistake.
I didn't order this.
This here prize turkey was bought and paid for by a gentleman to be delivered to Bob Cratchit and family in time for Christmas dinner.
What gentleman? What's his name?
Anonymous. He wishes to remain anonymous.
Anonymous, you said?
That's what he said, an anonymous gentleman.
Well, who could have sent it?
I have no idea.
Perhaps it's a mistake.
That's what I thought.
It's got our name and address on it, though. What should we do then?
I say we cook it and eat it and have the best Christmas feast we've ever had in our lives.
And I say, Mrs. Cratchit, what a splendid idea.
And God bless us all, everyone.
And God bless us all, everyone.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
sir.
Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Oh, Fred. Oh, it's much too expensive.
Ah, do you like it?
Oh, I love it. Oh, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Well then, it belongs upon your wrist, my darling. Merry Christmas.
Oh, Fred, I do love you. Oh, and not just for this.
I know. I know.
Who can that be?
Well, no one's expected this, have they? My God, it's Uncle Ebenezer.
Your uncle? What in the world would he want?
Open the door, Mary. I'm sure I don't know.
Fred,
Uncle Ebenezer.
may I come in?
Yes, come in. Please.
Thank you.
Do come in.
Good afternoon, madam. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you.
Oh, Uncle Ebenezer. This is my wife, Janet. Janet, this is Uncle Ebenezer.
It's a pleasure.
More like a surprise, wouldn't you say?
Well, that, too.
Well, that's quite true. Quite honestly, it is a surprise. When we spoke yesterday, you made it quite clear, it seemed to me, at least, that you had no intention of accepting my annual invitation.
I made other things clear, too, didn't I, Fred? That Christmas was a humbug, a waste of time and money. A false and commercial festival, devoutly to be ignored.
Yes, basically that was it.
Well, I've come for 3 reasons. First, to beg your pardon for the things I said about Christmas. That was a humbug, Fred.
Was it?
I didn't know it then, but I know it now. Secondly, I've come to meet your wife.
Well, here she is.
Yes. And a very beautiful woman she is, too.
Thank you.
I was in love once. Would you believe that?
Yes.
That I possessed neither the courage nor the optimism, perhaps the depth of feeling that you two have. Thirdly, if the invitation to dine with you today is still in force, I accept.
Of course it's still in force. Hurrah! I was sure that one day.
You were sure, were you? Well, apparently you were right. Yes, I should like to dine with you and your friends.
You'll be more than welcome.
You like games, don't you?
Yes. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do.
Uh-huh. Do you ever play similes?
It's one of our favorites.
Perhaps we could play today.
Quite possibly.
I'm very good at it. And should the phrase tight as be thrown out, the answer is a drum.
Why, yes, so it is.
Good. You'll forgive me for saying this, but I see the shadow of my sister in your face. I loved your mother, Fred. For a time there, I forgot just how much I loved her. Perhaps I chose to forget. Well, now, if it isn't too much trouble, I should like to sample some of that punch fruit you're so famous.
Of course. You've made us both very happy, Uncle Ebenezer.
Have I?
Yes.
God forgive me for the time I've wasted. that clock late again, eh, Cratchit? We'll see about this. Mr. Cratchit!
Yes, sir.
Do you know what time it is?
Yes, sir.
What time is it?
18 minutes past the hour, sir.
18 and a half minutes past the hour. What do you mean, coming here this time of day?
I'm sorry, sir. I am behind my time.
Yes, I think you are. Step this way, sir, if you will, please.
It's only once a year, sir. It shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday.
Well, I'll tell you, my friend, I'm not going to stand for this any longer. Therefore, I am going to double your salary.
Double my salary, sir?
Yes, Bob. A Merry Christmas to you. I'll double your salary for a start, and I'll endeavor to assist your family in any way I can. And Tim will walk again and grow stronger and stronger upon my life, he will. Well, we'll discuss the particulars this afternoon over a Christmas bowl. Well, what's the matter with you?
Nothing, sir. Well, it's just that... Nothing. Thank you, sir.
My good fellow, make up the fire before we freeze to death. Buy some more coal before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit.
Yes, sir.
Ebenezer Scrooge was better than his word. He became as good a friend, as good a master, as good a man as the old city knew. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. It was said of Ebenezer Scrooge that he knew how to keep Christmas well, if any man alive possessed the knowledge. May that be truly said of us, and all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed, God bless us, every one.
This last part, for me, is the Great Awakening, for Scrooge at least. And I'm holding out for the Great Awakening for humanity too. We'll have to wait and see. But what a transformation. What a difference it makes once you've been through a transition of awakening. And how different this world is and how different we treat one another. So I'd encourage everybody to take a little bit of those messages from Dickens and think about each other. Think about each other. Think about what we're doing right now. Don't get sidetracked in this hypodermic needle. They're going to force us to do this. They're going to take us to camps and, do all sorts of atrocities to us. And they're going to keep us in servitude, and they're going to take us to smart cities. And you're not living the now. You're not living the now. And that's what's happened in 2020. A lot of us have stopped living the now. We're almost prisoners. And it's great to have the awakening. It's great to learn and it's great to do everything, but just take a step back. Take a step back to enjoy each other, enjoy the experience, and enjoy life. That's what we're here to do. God bless everyone.